it's Jennifer Evans with Empowering Wellness Counseling Solutions, and today we are talking about work-life balance. So what is work-life balance? Work-life balance is really this idea that we are finding a equanimity, right? So equanimity is this idea that comes that really allows for balance in life. So we have good versus evil, positive versus negative, and this kind of finding equilibrium between it all is what equanimity is. And that's what work-life balance is, trying to find your equanimity in life. It's understanding that we have jobs so that we can live, that we don't necessarily need to live in order to have a job or work. And from the day that it starts at like K3 now, right? 3 years old. That's when explicit memory starts to come in. I'm not saying it's the same, but it is when explicit memory starts to come in. We start to be determined by what is our age and what is it that we like and what is it that we do, right? What do we eat? How productive were we in our bowel movements? Are we potty trained? All of this stuff starts to come in at a very, very young age and starts to implicitly build a sense of identity for ourselves. And so those implicit memory, and I go back to the previous videos when it talks about implicit and explicit memory, but implicit memory is a bunch of tabs open, and it's just to be there to respond quickly. So we breathe and our heart beats because of implicit memory. So it's kind of a good thing. But then we have these notions and these ideas and these thoughts that also get entangled into our implicit memory. And it's hard for us to untangle those ideas and see it from a more nuanced approach. And a part of that is our sense of self and getting locked into this idea that our sense of self is a product of what we do. And instead, when we can individuate, when we can connect to what our values are, that internal sense of value and belief, then work becomes just that, something that we do to make money. And that money, that business of making money becomes data points, not emotional. So how we spend our money, how we save our money. And 2 weeks ago, we talked about financial wellness. So go back to those videos and the costs of no value, especially. You can see the importance of our value, what we believe in, and how it's reflected in these implicit ideas. And it comes back again when it comes to work. And so for so many reasons, it's a sense of value. It's a way to escape. When we are unsure about ourselves and how to interact with others, we just work harder. We just stay working, and we don't worry too much about the socialization aspect. We just kind of dive in, start to work. And it allows us and gives us escapes to not have to engage in things in our day-to-day life. Avoidant attachment is very much like that. Just got done watching the Netflix Nobody Wants This. It's a good example of an avoidant attachment disorder and getting lost. And it's not but a lot of rom-coms is, girls getting lost in their work, and so that they don't, and men too, getting lost in work so that they don't have to have a love life. It's a very common construct that we all have, especially when we have a sense of avoidant attachment disorder or tendencies. I hate to use the word disorder. So finding balance means to see it for that. It's just a job. With so many layoffs happening right now, it really brings to mind that companies owe nothing to you, and you owe nothing to them. Companies owe nothing to you, and you owe nothing to them. You are just a number on a spreadsheet, and when their return on investment is not where they want it to be, then you're just another salary to be cut. So when you're grappling about, should I go to my kid's birthday party and take off work, or should I be there for a presentation that'll be there all the time? That's the balance. That is, you're not guaranteed anything, so you should do what is your value. What do you want? Because there's only one 5th grade or 5-year-old birthday party. There are presentations every single day. And jobs are just that. They are just jobs. At the end of the day, it brings value and meaning, and I absolutely feel a calling to what I do. But I also know that if it has, and it has impeded on my life, I did let it impede on my life. I had poor boundaries with it, and I saw how terrible that was. And I know at the end of the day that now that I have boundaries, now that I quit working for corporate America because I saw how toxic that culture was, and I started to work for myself, then all the value came back, because it's my business and I have 100% faith in my business and my ability to help others. And I know how to have a business model that is successful. So I get to have more income, less time spent at work. I make big impacts, and that's why I do these videos, but I spend very little time. I try to be as efficient as possible so that I'm under 30 hours a week when it comes to the business and actually spending time on the business. And so that's the balance, is especially as an owner, a business owner, you could be working 60, 70 hours and you could say, it's the hustle. I got to get the hustle. I've got to get 7 figures this year. But working 30 hours and, well into the 6 figures is more than enough, because it's not about how much you make. It's about how you spend, save, and what your time looks like. What value do you have out of it? Because you can make 7 figures. You can also spend years in your life trying to figure out why your body's rejecting you. You can make 7 figures, but you can also spend 6 figures trying to get help because all your kids ever wanted was a present parent and you weren't capable of being that. So there's a lot that goes into this balance, and what the overall theme is what is your value, and what is the worth? What's the worth of your time to be working, to be living, to be enjoying, and to be stressed? I am Jennifer Evans. Thank you so much. This is Empowering Wellness Counseling Solutions. Hi, it's Jennifer Evans. I hope you are liking my videos. If you do, please comment below. Let me know if you have any questions. If there's topics that you're just dying to know about, and why do I do this and why do they do that, I would love to answer them. I do come from a cognitive behavioral background, but as we see in some of my videos, I love object relations. I love attachment theory. I love Erickson and his psychosocial developmental theories. So I do pull from a lot of different places in order to kind of build out that our thoughts, our feelings, our behaviors, something triggers it, and there's always a consequence after it. And that is the beauty of life, and why we have a lot more control over our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors than we give ourselves credit for. This is a huge passion of mine, a calling, if you will. And I am here to support you. I've written 2 books, and I've got, the goal is 3 a year. So I've got several that are coming out in different, on different topics. But what we have right now, and you can go click on the Amazon link in the video descriptions below, but we have Saying Goodbye to Bad Brain. This is going to go and teach you everything you need to know about your negative narrative. So if you feel like life is hard and it just feels like you don't understand people, or you don't understand why somebody you love keeps making the dumbest mistakes and decisions, what is their problem? they have bad brain. Go read about it. Find some empathy. Find some grace, because that is just them recapitulating their past. And we do it for ourselves and other people do it to us. And so when we know what they're doing, it makes it feel a lot less annoying and a lot more like we have agency over those experiences. So saying goodbye to bad brain. I also just released, and I'm very excited, is Key Steps to Living a Happier and Healthier Life. This is a workbook that is going to help you define what your values are, what success is for you, and what your vision of success, and it is going to go through everything that stresses us out and makes us live in suffering and despair, allow that bad brain to get involved, and instead of living in the present. So this will go through all the main things: building work-life balance, being able to be good enough, finding radical acceptance, decision making, which who would have thought that that was something, but it really breaks everything down that prevents you from living a happier and healthier life, and then allowing you to challenge those thoughts so that you can. So these are the key skills. So in my practice, I take the ABC model from Albert Ellis, through CBT, and I kind of open it up to this kind of overarching trajectory. And so we have awareness, acceptance, action. So the 3 A's of my treatment support with others, whether that's coaching or in therapy, through my books, and I have success groups as well. So I've got a lot of supports, and I use the same model. And that is, we need to build awareness about kind of why we do the things we do. We accept it. We don't agree, but we accept, okay, this is kind of my trajectory. I can see how it all comes together. I see trending patterns. I see how I act the same way. Actually, I get frustrated, but yet I'm acting the same exact ways because it is predictable, because that's my brain. It's bad brain working. It's a really good book. And so then we have action. And so I teach you lots and lots of ways to understand what the brain is doing and how to counter, how to challenge, counter, and do opposite actions. And so we have lots and lots of ways. The Bad Brain book has tons of ways in which we do that. And then the workbook has ways to start reflecting. We have exercises, activities, and journal prompts. And this book will actually, Key Steps to Living a Happier and Healthier Life, will follow my success group. So it is a 6-month success group. We break it down into 9 weeks. This is part 1, is living a happier and healthier life. Then we're going to have, we also have a part 2 section and a part 3. So you can come in at each of those sections, and it will have a continuous flow. Part 2 is our emotional regulation. So we're really looking at the relationship we have with ourselves and how the bad brain comes in and makes us reactionary, and how to calm and be more action oriented. Part 3 is interpersonal skills. How do you relate with others? How do you make yourself available? The key to life is you can't control the outcomes. You got to put all those processes out there. How do you put yourself out in that process to help others and to let others help you? That is section 3. We do have a subscription program, so accountability is everything, and it is in my first part of this workbook. So you can sign up, go to my website, counselingwellnesssolutions.com. It is in the description, and check out all of these great programs that I have set up to help everybody live a happier and healthier life, no matter where your state of change. Thank you so much. Please like and share my videos. I would appreciate it. Thank you.